two guys. The biggest puncher, I feel, at the 135 will probably be Gervonta Tank Davis.
Attributes, but do you think he has enough power to sustain?
Well, it's really all about skills.
Tank can do the same thing the mentor did. That's what the mentors to teach you how to do this thing the smart way.
Boxing legend Floyd Mayweather has reportedly been left stunned after seeing Gervonta Tank Davis's dramatically bulked up physique ahead of his highly anticipated showdown with Jake Paul. Known for his explosive power and compact frame, Davis now looks noticeably bigger and stronger, a transformation that has fans and boxing insiders buzzing. Mayweather, who mentored Tank for years, didn't hold back his surprise at the fighter's new look, hinting that the added muscle could either be a game-changing advantage or a risky move that affects his speed and stamina.
Hey, can't even see who it is. Hey, who is the dude? Who is the dude?
And that right there is why Gervonta Davis fights don't go the distance.
Gervonta Davis is stepping into the ring against Jake Paul for an exhibition fight on November 14th in Miami. What's caught many off guard is the significant weight difference, both in reality and perception. Davis is known for fighting at the lighter weights. Paul, meanwhile, typically weighs much more, putting him around 190 to 195 pounds for this bout, and holds a sizable height and reach advantage.
I was training for something like this. Obviously, smaller guy. How was this in the training aspect, Jake?
Yeah, there's a lot of punching down, practicing, hitting below my knees, and a lot of speed.
He warming up.
We're
now.
sparring.
That's what we need.
We're sparring.
Warm up.
Some
I know
8-year-olds. I got the 8-year-olds in there.
If I find out anything, I'm gonna beat your ass, and I'm gonna beat Jaden on Love ass. On my mama, I'm gonna beat both of y'all ass. On my mama. And he laughing. He know. He laughing.
What are you talking about?
What
does he have to do with this?
Let anything, you know what I'm talking about. Let anything. Nah, I don't have to say it right now. Don't worry about it. I don't got to say it up here. Let anything happen. And I'm going to show you and him. Bet.
Despite the flashy promotion and entertainment-driven build-up, insiders insist that Gervonta Davis is taking this fight very seriously. Observers who have watched his training camp describe him as focused and intense. Analysts have noted his body language in press events: composed, alert, and determined. For Davis, this fight is not just about money. It's about pride and opportunity. A victory over Jake Paul could earn him massive mainstream attention and further solidify his crossover appeal. Some even argue that Davis views this matchup as a strategic step to expand his audience beyond hardcore boxing fans. While critics dismiss the event as a circus, Tank seems intent on proving that he can balance commercial success with genuine competition. His preparation reflects a fighter who wants to control the narrative rather than be consumed by it.
Press conference, and you can tell, you can just look at him and tell, like, no, this dude he's going to get this money for sure, because there's so much money out there to be had. But Jake Paul better be not playing around, man. Not get cute, not play any games. Don't hit him in the back of the head. Don't rabbit punch him. Don't do any of that stuff, man, because Mike Tyson, first of all, Mike Tyson, a lot of people think Mike Tyson was pulling punches on Jake Paul, and a lot of people think that Anderson Silva was pulling punches on him too. You're not going to have a little Gervonta out there pulling punches on you, man, if you're out there playing games. So, I don't like the fight at all. However, as far as it being an entertaining situation, I almost guarantee you that fight itself is going to be entertaining. That it's going to be something that you look at and you're going to say, man, everybody's going to watch it. Everybody's going to want to know what happens in it. But at the same time, it's kind of like what people think, when you see a car crash. Like, you're driving down the road and all of a sudden the traffic gets heavy and you're like, man, I'm going to be in traffic for a long time. And then you drive forward a little bit and then you see, oh man, this is some accident on the other side of the road and everybody just slowing down to watch.
That's the type of entertainment that you can expect from this fight between Gervonta Davis and Jake Paul. There's going to be a lot of people watching it, but I got to say, man, you really can't blame the guy on what he's doing. And there's a lot of criticism flying on Gervonta Davis. It's not Gervonta Davis's fault that boxing took this turn. that this turn of these exhibition fights and people not caring about the belts and all of that stuff came with Floyd Mayweather Jr., man.
Mayweather has often emphasized that Davis isn't just a knockout artist, he has boxing skills beyond raw power. Mayweather has praised Davis as one of the hardest hitters in his weight class. He acknowledges Davis's devastating punching ability, yet warns that power without nuance, defense, timing, footwork, and ring IQ is a dangerous one-dimensional path. He even called Tank one of the best pound-for-pound boxers.
Do Wanui deserve to be in a pound for pound? Absolutely. Do Terrence Crawford deserve to be in a pound for pound? Absolutely. But what about Gervonta Tank Davis? He deserved to be somewhere also in a pound for pound.
Why don't they give him that credit?
Because he was affiliated with me.
Floyd Mayweather mentored Davis early in Davis's career when Davis was signed under Mayweather Promotions. Mayweather not only acted as his promoter, but also offered guidance on fight strategy, composure in big moments, and the business side of boxing. Over time, though, the relationship became strained and the two parted ways in 2022.
Spanish, you black, giving back. So I was working with, I got a fighter, one of the best fighters out there today, Gervonta Tank Davis. Right. I got it when he was young. I put him in a position. Now he's 3-time world champion.
Their tension runs deep, and it's not just about business anymore. Once close, Tank says Mayweather was controlling, constantly putting him in lose-lose positions, limiting his earnings, and never letting him outshine his mentor. According to Davis, Floyd didn't genuinely celebrate others rising, even referring to him as a scumbag in moments of frustration.
First of all, Floyd don't never want to see no one like a fighter do better than them. How the say Terrence Crawford should fight Benavidez? That don't make no fucking sense. He don't never want to see nobody be better than him. I'm telling you.
Who's next in line? This will get next in line.
Is there like
The last question, guys.
is there like a love-hate for like
yeah,
fighter?
Yeah, I love the fighter. Like, I ain't gonna lie, if he was like chill, like he'll be the smoothest. But he's not. You know what I mean? He's a great fighter. And my bad. And
you're good, man.
And he because I don't want to say like he's just a scumbag, but it's like he's a great fighter, and sometimes he can be good, but it's like it's always I'm this.
According to Davis, Mayweather's ego often overshadows the humility expected of a seasoned athlete. When praised by a reporter as one of the greatest, he quickly corrected the statement, claiming he was the greatest ever. This obsession with legacy often comes at the expense of truth.
You're backed by arguably one of the greatest of all time, right?
What are we rating ourselves on? What are we rating on?
Okay.
Well, we're going to know in the least amount of fights. I didn't have to have 70 fights or 150 fights, 300 fights. Did I not beat the most world champions?
Yes, you did.
Okay. And in the least amount of fights?
Yes, you did.
Who got the highest gate?
Floyd Mayweather.
Who made the most money?
You did.
Who was the most accurate fighter of all time?
You were.
So it's basically saying that...
The greatest of all time.
Okay.
All right.
Just a guy with a job. I have a job, though. So who would you fight next?
And guess what? Your job don't pay like my job.
Well, it depends.
Your job don't pay like my job.
That brings me to another point. Why are you coming back?
I can make $20 million in 18 months because I want to. Because I want to come back and steal some more money. I'm in a whole new era, dominating
That's right.
fighters.
And he's a whole new fighter, Floyd.
A whole new fighter.
Oh yeah.
And when I beat him, what they gonna say? Oh well, we knew this was gonna happen. Floyd Mayweather was a bigger fighter, or he can outbox him, or this. It's always excuses.
Bernard Hopkins didn't mince words when addressing the impact of Mayweather Promotions on Gervonta Davis. In his view, Davis was shackled, not by lack of talent, but by the overpowering influence Floyd exerted. Hopkins framed Mayweather's control as more of a limitation than guidance, urging Tank to find his own path. It was a strong statement from a respected veteran, highlighting the dangers of being managed by a figure who puts ego above development.
I commend Tank on saying, hey, this is my career. You had yours. I respect you from buying me a chain, buying me this, buying me that, take me on a jet. All that's great, but at the end of the day, I'm only going by his interview. You seen it and I seen it. Thank you, Floyd Mayweather, for all the things you gave me. if the intentions was you just looking out for me. But I got an opportunity to fight this big fight. And this soap opera between you and Oscar for all these years, I'm not going to let it affect me. That's my interpretation. And Tank wants to do the fight, but he had to break away from the chains of somebody he still respects and respected then. And he said, man, I got to do what I got to do. This is my career.
Roy Jones Jr. isn't surprised by Gervonta Tank Davis's decision to fight Jake Paul. In fact, he views it as a strategic move in line with Floyd Mayweather's path. Jones acknowledges that Davis is taking a calculated risk, stepping into a bout that offers significant financial rewards and widespread attention, much like Mayweather did in his own career. While Jones doesn't necessarily endorse the fight, he understands the motivations behind it, recognizing the blend of business acumen and personal ambition driving Davis's choice.
Tank can do the same thing the mentor did. That's what the mentor is for, to teach you how to do this thing the smart way and not get you hurt, not have to take no risks, not to take many chances. Everybody had their own mentors, their own pound for pounds, their own people they want to be like. If he want to be like that guy that y'all say is great and was one of the best ever, why can't he do it? If he make if he make 50 to 100 million fighting Jake Paul, they'll be cool with it because they cool with you making money. That's what the fan bases are on now. They happy with you just making money being good. Back in our day, they won't be cool with that. You had to prove you was the best. They thought you fought because you wanted to be the best of the division or the best of your era. I want to be the best in my division. As a matter of fact, I want to be the best around my division. Not just in my division, even around my division, I want to be the best. Today's fighters, they have been taught that that's not the way to do it nowadays. Mm-hmm. Nowadays, go for the bag. So everybody is going for the bag.
Trainer Greg Hackett expressed frustration with the wave of backlash Gervonta Davis has been receiving. He argued that people today criticize fighters for nearly everything they do, often without understanding their personal situations. Hackett emphasized that if Davis chooses to fight Jake Paul, then that decision should be respected. He noted that no one outside the ring truly knows what a fighter is going through or what motivates their career choices. For Hackett, boxing fans need to stop dictating who a fighter should face and instead appreciate the work and discipline it takes to stay at the top level. His view reflects a broader frustration among trainers and athletes who feel social media has turned boxing criticism into a constant spectacle.
And number 3, the retirement.
I mean, the backlash is just what people do nowadays. That's just, you give somebody a keyboard, you give them a phone, and they able to hide their face. Yeah, they gonna have a field day. The backlash I get, I understand. What'd you say, number 2, not fight Shakur?
Yeah, he's saying he'll never fight Shakur, that he ain't gonna do him no favors, that he ain't gonna help him make no money because Shakur broke or something like that. Something along those lines.
Yeah, I don't get all that. That's, you know what I mean, that's against the game. Like, you know what I mean? You at least owe that fight for the game. You know what I mean? You owe the rematch to Lamont for the game. But you owe Shakur for the game just because of the 2 style matchups. You know what I mean? But if he feel like he don't gotta fight him, guess what? We can't sit here and just go crazy about it. But it is kind of crazy. It is kind of corny. You know what I'm saying? If he not going to fight Shakur. And if he's standing on it like, I'm not ever going to fight you. I'm not doing you no favors. And, all right. But then again, you know what? I don't know what them guys got going on. I don't know what they've been through personally. You know what I'm saying? But would I love to see that fight? Hell yeah, I would love to see that fight. And then number 3, you said what? You said?
The retirement.
The retirement? Oh. Boxing. Boxing, they're around. They're around. It's always gloves around. It's on you. It's on you. I'm chilling. You all right? Yeah, get with me. I know. How you feel? Dark skin boy. That's my man. The retirement is like he done a lot in his career, right? Not everything, but he done a lot. What people don't understand is this business is a lot. This whole experience is a lot. The shit these fighters go through is hard to explain. It's hard to explain because people, they can't see it, so they can't understand it. But it's stressful to the fighters because they coming from just getting ready to fight in the amateurs, being prepared, going out there, win, get it done, celebrate, all right, we back to the next camp. To now, marketing. You're talking about marketing. You're talking about lawyers. You're talking about all this shit that you just never imagined. You like, why do I have to deal with all of this?
Former world champion Paulie Malignaggi has consistently voiced strong opinions about the evolving landscape of boxing, and his criticism of Davis's next exhibition match against Jake Paul is no exception. Malignaggi contends that such matchups undermine the sport's authenticity, arguing that knockouts lose their significance when they occur between mismatched opponents. He believes that events like these mislead casual fans into thinking they're witnessing legitimate contests, thereby diluting the essence of professional boxing. In discussions with Chris Algieri, Malignaggi emphasized that while these bouts may entertain casual viewers, they create confusion about what real boxing represents, highlighting a growing tension between entertainment and tradition within the sport of boxing.
Paulie, knockouts, dude. Knockouts. People like knockouts. They don't care if you're knocking out cab drivers. Look at Jake Paul's career.
You can manufacture that, though. You can manufacture that, though. You can manufacture
knockouts. You can't manufacture.
To a degree, you can. To a degree. I mean, you can't. Yeah, Gervonta legitimately cannot get knockouts. I agree. He can punch, but there's a lot of limited knockout artists, though, man.
He's one of the least active punchers in the game with the highest knockout percentage of current heavyweight.
But if he was a real knockout artist, if he was a real knockout artist, prop him up against the best of the best. Felix Trinidad was a knockout artist. He was knocking out the best of the best. If you're a real knockout artist, prop him up against the best and show us how he smokes them. But the way
Paulie,
we did when Felix Trinidad was doing it. You know? The way they did when Mike Tyson was doing it in his prime. Okay, say what you want about the Mike Tyson era. He knocked out everyone from 1986 to 1989. Everyone got knocked out. Everyone.
Well, by your standard, you could say that Tyson was, to a degree, manufactured.
No, because he fought everyone that was there. Everyone that was there at that time he fought.
Teddy Atlas will 100% agree with this.
With the expense of Witherspoon.
We're afraid of him.
With the exception of Witherspoon. No, but they all, doesn't matter. He knocked them all out. There was nobody you could say in that era except maybe Witherspoon, who I contract issues with King at the time. Except for Witherspoon, there is nobody Tyson didn't fight in that era. He knocked them all out. You can't say like, oh, but if he would have fought that guy, I don't know. No, with Davis, there's guys right now that have been hanging around for years. Yo, dude, when are you going to fight them? The lightweight division was stacked with talent. Even at 130, it had a lot of talent when he was there. Didn't fight almost any of them. So it's not the same thing as the Tyson era. You want to say anything about Tyson era? Fine. It wasn't as high level or something. He still knocked out everyone.
Boxing commentator Showbiz the Adult offered a more optimistic take on the upcoming exhibition match between Gervonta Tank Davis and Jake Paul. Initially skeptical about Davis's size disadvantage, Showbiz's perspective shifted after observing Davis's composure and sharpness during the press conference. He noted that Davis carried himself like a professional who understood the magnitude of the event, displaying confidence and focus. He suggested that the fight might surprise those who assume Jake Paul's power will be too much for a smaller opponent, highlighting Davis's technical mastery and fight IQ as potential deciding factors.
How about this kid? Listen, I was feeling that Jake Paul was going to knock out Tank. This press conference made me feel a little bit more confident about Tank. I'm no cap. I know Tank wasn't saying much, fumbling over his words, seems bashful, but I'm looking, right? And I'm just like, bro, he doesn't feel that Jake Paul is an issue. Even though he said it, he doesn't feel like he has to whoop his ass. He doesn't feel threatened. That's the word. He doesn't feel threatened, but he does feel out of his element. I'm gonna be honest, man. It sounds like, I know everybody's looking at this press conference and it's like, number one, I know what y'all saying. It's a clown show. It's not real. Tank was paid off. It's fake. Cause Tank, when he was talking about Jake and JB, even I was like, what is he talking about?
He laughing.
What are you talking about? What does he have to do with this?
Let anything, you know what I'm talking about. Let anything. Nah, I don't have to say it right now. Don't worry about it. I don't got to say it up here. Let anything happen.
Eddie Hearn has been vocal about Davis's decision to face Jake Paul instead of pursuing a rematch with Lamont Roach Jr. or a unification bout with Shakur Stevenson. Hearn suggests that Davis chose the more financially rewarding and less risky option, estimating a $30 $40 million payday for the Paul exhibition compared to a significantly smaller purse for the Roach rematch, which was a 50-50 fight. He argues that if Davis were genuinely interested in challenging himself, he would have opted for the Stevenson fight, which would test both skill and heart. Hearn confidently predicts that Stevenson would win in such a matchup, citing his precision, patience, and boxing IQ as decisive factors.
If you were Tank's promoter, what would the next step be for Tank?
I heard they were going to fight Jake Paul. When I see Jake Paul at the event and I see Jake Paul posting from the private jet with a picture of Gervonta.
Yeah, slapped it.
Yeah, but they had that for a reason. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
You had to buy it. You had to get it made.
Yeah, but I can't believe that fight was going to happen. But anyway, crazy stuff's happening. Yeah, you got to rematch Lamont Roach. You got to. It'll probably get ordered. That's the reality by the New York State Athletic Commission. But listen, they may have got lucky because the only fight for Tank outside of after Lamont Roach was Shakur Stevenson.
Facts.
Right now they've got another opponent that will do well at the gate because of the controversy.
Yep.
And it ain't Shakur Stevenson. I keep telling people, Shakur Stevenson beats Tank.
You cannot
say that Shakur Stevenson would not have beaten Tank last Saturday.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, he would have.
Former world champion Timothy Bradley expressed confidence in Gervonta Davis, calling his fight against Jake Paul an easy money opportunity. Bradley highlighted Davis's superior experience and skill, noting that Jake has faced only a few professional opponents. He believes Davis's speed, defense, and timing will quickly expose Paul's weaknesses. The only real risk is underestimating him. Bradley's perspective underscores a broader trend in boxing, where traditional athletic excellence now intersects with modern celebrity influence, exemplified by the Davis-Paul matchup.
In a sense, and say that it ain't fixed, because check this out, Tank ain't gonna lose this fight. Hell no. Hell no. Tank ain't losing this fight. Too many holes. Man, Jake don't have enough experience. Yeah, man, this gonna be taking candy from a baby. You know, Jake is missing the rules. See, this is what happened when you don't grow up in the game. When you don't grow up in the game, man, at a young age, this is what happens. You know, you start reading your own press clippings. That's what Jake is doing. You know, fighting this lower level competition, and now he think he them ish. Now he think he the man. He ain't the man. You kidding me? He is not the man. Oh no. Yeah. False sense of security. Now he trying to pick on small folks, right? You know, and I don't mean that in a bad way. Yeah, I'm just saying size-wise. Yeah, that's another thing, boxing one-on-one.
What do you think about Gervonta Davis facing Jake Paul? Is it a strategic move or a step back for boxing? Share your thoughts below.